trucking.
Trucker
Across the USA, yeah, I'm trucking. Just about every day, yeah, I'm trucking. So what you got to say? I'd like to hear it today. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd like to hear it today. Trucker John OTR. Tuesday, Thursday, live streaming on YouTube, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Won't you join me, please?
I'm lip syncing to my own shit. Hi, Jolie. I see you. I'm playing bass right now.
From somewhere in the United States of America is Trucker John OTR. Who knows where I'll be live streaming from? It could be a rest area. It could be a truck stop. Or maybe even a Walmart parking lot. That's right. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. It's the Trucker John OTR live stream. That's right. It's going down. It's going down.
Liberal Dan, the man. Liberal Dan, thanks for being here. Oh, I thought I shut that off. I thought I shut that shit down. And then it lived. Okay, so I was so rudely interrupted by Hal Sparks. So this masterpiece of a shit show has been delayed. Anyhow, I want to say thank you. I got 2 people watching and we got 2 thumbs ups. So that's pretty awesome. That's a pretty awesome deal. I got my Nerd Halen shirt on today. Let's see. Nerdies. Got the nerdies. Got the boys on a shirt today. So coming at you live here from Las Vegas, Nevada. And trying to keep things steady, keep things mellow, keep things from falling over. Today it's a nice day. It is wow. It's 76 degrees. It's supposed to hit 90 today. 90. We're gonna hit 90. The big 90 degrees yo's today in Las Vegas. I'm having my morning coffee. I just had a cherry Danish for my breakfast. If I had known Hal was going to be on, I would have got a full breakfast. But I hurried up. I just got the cheese Danish and the coffee. I thought, that'll hold me over. And then I come back upstairs. Hal's on there hogging up my airtime. So, and I'm like, damn, I could have got a regular full breakfast if I had known that. And they're just talking about blah, 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 blah. Oh, Phil Lipner, Ukraine, Russia, blah, 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 just, insignificant things like that. When the importance of Trucker John was being denied, the importance of you guys being able to watch me, stuff food down my throat. And that's what's more important. Hey, KO. Boom, boom, KO's in the house. He's going to knock you out. Speaking of getting knocked out, I thought I was going to get knocked out last night by a Uber customer. Man, it almost went down last night. Let me tell you about that. I'll tell you about that after this message from, today's sponsor is OxyClean. I got to say, it just doesn't do shit. Okay, look, last show I was saying how this hat is dirty, and then Wes Webb said, well, you should try OxyClean. So I bought this OxyClean Maximum Force, and I sprayed the hell out of it to try to get these, like, I don't know, dirty things off of here. It still looks dirty to me. Dirty and stained. So it says it tackles tough as dried in stains. I didn't do shit. I might just pour the whole bottle on it. Just maybe. But anyhow, thanks OxyClean. They're not really a sponsor. I don't have any sponsors. It's a joke. Hey, Mike H. I'm never going to say your last name, dude. Not in conjunction with your first name. Sorry, end of story. Never going to get me. I don't care if that was your born name or not. But I'm glad you're here. I should. Look, what an asshole I am. You're in 2 seconds and I'm already like busting your balls. What a dick. That's a dick move right here by Trucker John. I got to admit. So sorry for being such a dick. But it's by nature, and that goes to the story of what happened last night. I think maybe my dickness almost got my ass kicked last night. Julie said, "Did you scrub it in? Got to put it on scrub and then rinse." I just sprayed it, and then I just like let it sit for a few minutes, and then I just tried to scrub it with like a napkin or something. I'm trying to think what I had. I used like a wipe, like a cleaning wipe, you know. And then I sprayed it again. I sprayed it, and I guess like 3 or 4 times. Then I just let it sit overnight on the table back here. And then when I woke up, it's still dirty. I think I'm just gonna have to get a new hat, maybe. Or I dug this out of the truck. Might just have to go to the LA Dodgers because we all know the Dodgers rule, even though they lost yesterday, like 5-1 or something. But you can't win them all, people. You can't win them all, right? 7 people in the house. Hey, so last Tuesday, we were on the air. Hey, Mike, glad to see you're laughing. Glad to see you're laughing. And not like, you know, getting mad at me. Remember I went from, Jolie says, use an old toothbrush, scrub it in, then rinse it. It will work. I do have an old toothbrush. I don't know why I'm doing weird drum stings with my mouth. It must be the coffee because I'm juiced up, man. Juiced up? No. There you go. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Remember I went from 586 subscribers down to 585, and I was really perplexed. I'm like, who did I piss off this time? I'm sure I must have pissed somebody off, and we lost a sub. But the good news is, last I checked, now we're at like 589, and West says 589. So we lost one, and then we gained 4. I'll take that. For every one I lose, if I can pick up 4, that's fine. So one of you guys has got to take over the team, and you got to unsub me, and then we'll get 4. That's the theory, anyhow. I don't know. I don't really want to take that chance though. So please don't unsub. Don't please. That was probably stupid that I just said that. Please don't unsub me. We're on a march to 1 million, and you know. What says I am subbed and resubscribed a few times? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember you said that last time. Wes, I followed your advice. I went and bought the OxyClean, but apparently I didn't do it right. So I've got to get an old toothbrush, and I do have an old toothbrush. I don't know why I'm doing that again. And I'll try that. I'll try scrubbing it in. We're gonna get these stains out of here, gosh darn it. By golly. For sure. Okay, so here's the story. Do you guys want to hear the story about how I was verbally assaulted and threatened with physical assault last night? Does anyone want to hear that? West Web says, if it is black, you can use a magic marker. If what is black? My hat? Can you see my hat? I'm back in black because I'm wearing kind of a black shirt. I actually think it's more like a dark gray or something. I don't know. And it's so soft. I love it. It's Nerd Halen. Boom, boom. Anybody want to hear the story? I'm not going to tell a story unless somebody. Oh, Jolie says tell a story. Okay, well, here we go. Let's hear it. Mike H says, you almost got me. I almost said it. Okay, so here's the story. Okay, I'm Uber driving, right? And I'm going to pick up, I don't know if I should say the person's name, because is that doxing or is that like, or whatever? I don't know if it's doxing, but I guess it's like, I mean, people have names, right? And this was an unusual name, so maybe I shouldn't say their name. I'll just make up a name. Let's say I was picking up a person named Tutu. Okay, Tutu. Like Desmond Tutu. I don't know. So it's in front of this hotel. And a lot of the hotels, they have this little, you know, it's like a kind of a semicircle drive and goes, and there's the front door. And this is like a pickup area. Westwood says, Seha said that he was assaulted a few times when he drove a cab. Wow. Well, I can see that because cab drivers are assholes, basically. I'm not saying Seha's an asshole, but there's a good chance he might be, because most of my experience with cab drivers, either as a rider or just now being an Uber driver and having to compete with them, I can see that they're fucking pricks. But anyhow, that's another story for another day, I guess. So I can see how a taxi driver would get assaulted because they're assholes. But anyhow, I'm not an asshole. I'm cool. I mean, I'm Trucker John. Who would want to assault Trucker John? You know? Well, come on. This guy, this loving, you know, carefree guy, who would want to assault me? So anyhow, let's get back to the story. So, okay, I get the call, right, to go pick up this person. I don't know if you don't know if it's one person or if it's four people, right? Okay, so all I know, I see the name, I see the location, go to the location. As I'm pulling up, you know, there's a bunch of people on the side, and everyone's most people are waiting for Ubers, but there's also cabs that come in there. There's like, you know, there's limousine services and town car services that pull into these places, and then there's the Ubers and the Lyfts, right? So when you drive in, you don't really know exactly who your person is if there's a bunch of people there. Now, Westweb says some people are just angry. That's true. At heart, I have a sister like that, always ready to pounce when she feels insulted. Watch out for her. Okay, so I drive in slowly, right? Because usually the person will, you know, on the app, it shows, I think it has a little picture of me, and it has a picture of my car, and it has the license plate number, right? So people are looking at their phones, and they're looking at your car, looking at the phone, looking at the car, and so they can see, oh, that's my Uber, and then they'll run up to you and start trying to open the doors when you haven't really even come to a complete stop. But that's another story. Okay, so I go in, and there's this dude, and I guess he's with his wife or whatever. And I can see him doing the thing. He's looking at the phone, he's looking at my car, he's looking at my driver's license. And I'm going really slow, probably 2 miles an hour or whatever, I don't know, because I'm kind of creeping in there trying to see where my passengers are. And then the guy, like, literally gets in front of my car, bends over, and he's looking at my license plate number, looking at his phone, and he's in front of my car, so I have to stop so I don't run this stupid asshole over. And then he gets up and he gets alongside my car, and then he does this like really, he does this gesture like roll down the window, but he did it like really aggressively, like it wasn't fast, like I wasn't fast enough for him, to his liking, and, you know. And I pushed the button. It's you know, this is the 21st century or whatever century we're in. We don't have roll crank windows anymore, right? So I pushed the button, and he's like, you know, and so that annoyed me. The thing about, you know, getting in front of my car, that was annoying, number one. And then was annoyance number two And so the window's going down, and then he kind of leans in. He goes, "Who you picking up?" Annoyance number 3. Okay, because he didn't just say, "Hey man, you picking up blah blah blah," whatever his fucking name was, Joel or whatever his name was, Gary. And no, that wouldn't be Gary. Gary's not an asshole. Anyhow, the Gary character that Hal always talks about. No, this is Joel. This is like Joel or something. Okay, so that was strike 3, right? Because he's like, "Who you picking up?" He couldn't just say, "Yeah, you picking up me? Are you picking up, whatever." I don't think he was drunk. I do not think the guy was drunk. So then I said the name. I go, "Tutu." That's a fake name. I just made up. I go, "Tutu." He goes, "No, man, I ain't Tutu." And then he backs off because he knows that I'm not his Uber driver. And then he kind of backed off a little bit so I could move, because the guy was like, he stuck his head in the window. "Hey, Siddhawanga, good way to get sucker punch. Roll down your window." Well, I was on the driver's side. I rolled down the passenger side window. That would have been a hell of a reach. The guy didn't have that kind of reach. But anyhow, I didn't. I guess I explained. Yeah, he was on the passenger side. Okay. I missed the roll down windows. Okay. Well, also missed the old hand crank washing your clothes. I assume too. So then I start rolling up, and as I'm rolling up, the window was still down. And you know how you say something where you're just sort of thinking out loud? I think that's kind of what it was. I wasn't really saying it directly to him, but I was in my car, and I kind of just said something. I'm trying to remember exactly what I said. I think I just said something like, "Well, you couldn't see the license plate number? Or you couldn't see that?" I think I just go, "Well, you couldn't." That's all I said. I just said something like, "Well, you couldn't see the license plate number?" After all, because I'm thinking after all that thing about jumping in front of the car, looking at the license and looking at his phone all 3 or 4 times and all that kind of shit. Then he still had to have me roll down his window, and he still had to get aggressive with me with his, "Oh, who you picking up?" So it just annoyed me, and so I just said something like, and I didn't cuss. There was no cussing. I really wasn't even talking to him. I was kind of just talking to myself. But then, and it's one of those things where he was kind of walking away, and then he heard it, and then he comes back to the car. And he's like, "What'd you say?" And he's literally sticking his head in the window, the passenger side window. He's like, "What'd you say, motherfucker? Oh, I'll kick your ass, motherfucker." And he's like, and he just kept going, F-bomb after F-bomb after F-bomb. And I was just totally being calm. And the calmer I was, this is the thing, when someone's like that, the calmer that you are, the fucking more mad they get. And I'm trying to not laugh. I'm to laugh at the guy. And he was kind of a big guy, and he probably could have kicked my ass. I don't know, because I'm old. I'm not a young buck anymore. And anyhow, I don't even, that wasn't even the thing. But he's literally, and I'm just going, "Sir, you don't need to use that kind of language." And he's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker, I'll use any kind of language I want." And he's like, "Get in that car." And he's like, "You fat ass motherfucker, I'll kick your ass." And all this kind of shit, And so I just sort of like, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, "Sir, there's no need for that kind of language, And then he's like touching my car. I go, "Sir, please don't touch my car." And he's like, "I'll fucking touch your car." And then the people who I was supposed to pick up, they saw me, and so they're trying to get into the car, and he's there, and then the guy's wife finally kind of steps in, and she's like, Joel, she's like, "Joel, just stop it. And then she goes, "We know what he said. We heard what he said." And she's like, and then she kind of looked in the window, and she goes, because I'm going, "There's no need for that kind of language." And then I'm apologizing to my actual customers. I'm going, and I'm looking back because they're getting in the car, and I'm going, I'm sorry, ladies. It was 2 ladies. I go, "I'm sorry you had to hear this. I'm sorry. I apologize for that you had to hear this." And then the wife of the guy who was screaming at me, and saying he was going to kick my ass, then she piped in. She goes, and she's like, "We know what you said, and it was uncalled for. What you said, you were rude." And I just go, "Ma'am, he was rude." I go, "He was the rude one." And then she's like, "No, we know what you said." And then she's kind of like pushing her husband, she's like, stay back, and all this kind of shit. So finally, the people I was picking up, they get into the car, And I'm just like, hey, I'm sorry you guys had to experience that. And then we kind of, they're like going, yeah, I don't know what was wrong with that guy, and and all this kind of stuff. And I go, I don't know. I go, the guy's got issues. So anyhow, we got out of there. We kind of, me and my cousin, the passengers, we kind of had a little laugh about it, and then I took them to see the Usher. I go, let's go. Let's forget this guy. Let's have a good time. We're gonna go see Usher because they told me they were gonna see Usher. So they're like, yeah. So I was able to get them back because I was afraid they were gonna be all like kind of scared or bummed out or whatever. My new passengers. So I'm trying to get them in a better frame of mind. So I'm like, yeah, let's go party. Let's have a good time. They're like, yeah, this. I'm like, screw that guy. They're like, yeah. So I took them to see Usher. I dropped them off. I didn't take them to see it. I dropped them off at what was it, MGM, I think. So that was another exciting day of Uber driving. That was another exciting story where this guy, just because I had the fucking gall to say, hey, well, he couldn't see the license plate number after and the implication, why I said that, because I kind of blurt shit out, okay? My implication, it wasn't that he couldn't read or that he had an inability to read, or that he was illiterate or whatever. My thing was that you were looking at the license plate and you were looking at your phone like 4 or 5 times. I saw your head go back and forth between your phone and my license plate because you were right in front of my car, bent over, looking at the license plate, looking at the phone like 3 or 4 times. So I'm just thinking, what, that wasn't enough? You had to stick your fucking head into my window and fucking yell at me? So he's lucky I wasn't 28, 27 or 28 in my fucking prime. I would have got out and clocked the motherfucker. But hey, I'm 62 now. I can't even clock a clock anymore, so. I can't even do that anymore. Those days are gone, people. Long gone. So that was that was probably the only really thing that happened last night. And I did what did I do? 16 rides last night. I got to get out today. I want to do. I don't have to do. This is all. There's no one pointing a gun to my head telling me you got to go out and Uber and you got to do. But I want to do about 20. I want to do 20. I think 20 rides. Or 19. No, I need 19. I want to do 19 tonight because then I get a bonus. So Silly Wonka. I'm sorry, Sally. It's not Sally. It's Silly. I'm like the guy who couldn't read the license plate number now. Silly Wonka says the best music was made decades ago. Electronics ruined music, and I know, and we still love the crank windows too. Wes Webb says, I still haven't seen a new Avatar movie. Neither have I. Silly Wonka says, isn't it interesting? Living in the middle of nowhere, peaceful and costs so little. Who's living in the middle of nowhere? Wes Webb says, 9 watching and only 7 thumbs ups. That's right. Who are the slackers, Wes Webb? Thanks for getting on that. Who are the slackers? 9 watching and only 6 thumbs ups. Come on, you're better than that. Come on, people. You're better than that. I think every football coach I ever played for would say something like that. You're better than that. All right. How's this, coach? Westwood says 4 participants, 5 lurkers. I don't mind if you're lurking, as long as you give me the thumbs up. Silly Wonka. Not to be confused with Sally Wonka. I used to know a Sally Wonka. And my God. No, Silly Wonka says, best neighbors are no neighbors. And what was it that Ralph Waldo Emerson said? I don't even know if it's good. Walls make good neighbors or something like that. And then Silly Wonka says, Willy Wonka? No, Sally Wonka. I wasn't talking about Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka's cool. He gives out candy and shit. Sally Wonka? Whew. Oh. No. I didn't know Sally Wonka. I'm just making it all up. Fences Make Good Neighbors by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I don't know. I'm just making up shit now, but Wes Webb should know that because he was a fucking teacher. He should know who's that. Wes Webb says, I invited the whole Mason County, Illinois to come and watch. Oh, thank you very much, Wes. This must be a small county. Julie says, hey, help support Trigger John live stream. Thank you so much, Julie. Support. And the best way, or the easiest way you can support is to like, subscribe, and share. Boom, boom. West says none of them have that I can tell. Well, your county is a slacker county. Mike H., you wouldn't take an older car with roll-down windows. Let me tell you something, Mike. Since I've been driving an EV, I don't want to ever even set foot in a gas-powered car again. That's how much I love my EV. And I don't even own that EV. I'm just renting it. But I am going to buy one. Mark my words. West Webb says about 60% MAGA. Or MAGA. MAGA? MAGA. I forget how I say it, because then when people say it some way, I always make fun of them. I think I just said it the way that I make fun of people for saying it. Silly Wonka says, I watched the Carol Burnett special. Love her. Bernadette Peters doesn't age. May she rest in peace. No, I guess she's still kicking? I don't know. I actually went and saw a taping of the Carol Burnett show when I was like, I don't know, 12 maybe? I don't remember. My parents got these, sometimes you just, back in those days, I guess you could still do it, but when they did live shows, you could just like mail like CBS and say, can we get some tickets to a show? And we got these tickets to go see the Carol Burnett show for free. You just, we had to drive down to Hollywood, and we got to see an episode, see them tape it. Silly Wonga says, Bernadette Peters looks 40 to 45 at most. She's 75. I think being short and in shape and healthy does that. And maybe lots of, surgeries. Westwood says, corpses don't age. Ray Bradbury wrote a story about it. Really? Corpses don't age? Don't they get all, decomposed? Mike H says that Jerry Springer died. Yes, rest in peace, Jerry Springer. I saw that earlier when I was before I came on, and so we're gonna R.I.P. Jerry Springer. And this is to you, Jerry. Mazel tov. No, I'm not gonna pour my coffee out. I do have some water. I could pour some water. And this portion of the show brought to you by Crystal Geyser. Thank you very much. Alpine Spring Water. I've picked this up. I've delivered this water. Not this water, not this particular bottle, but I have picked up many a truckload of Crystal Geyser from the source, from right there in California at, was it, I forget, it says on here, it should have the bottling plant where I've picked up. But anyhow, I don't see it on here. I've picked up CG Roxanne. Yeah, Roxanne is the name of that plant. Oh yeah, Olancha, California. And the funny thing, I've also picked up bottles of Crystal Geyser that are labeled, I think it's labeled like Mountain Spring Water, and it's what they sell at Trader Joe's. So when you go to Trader Joe's, and if you buy Mountain Spring Water, at least probably in the western states, I don't know about back east, but probably any of these western states, if you're drinking the Trader Joe's, I think it's called Mountain Spring Water or something like that, you're just drinking Crystal Geyser, which is fine. Crystal Geyser is my favorite, so I have no problems with that. But I guess if you happen to just for some reason hate Crystal Geyser, and you go to Trader Joe's and you're drinking the Mountain Spring Water, then well, you know what? I love plastic. Yes, sirree. Look at here. There. Silly Wonka says, Cher needs to go to Bernadette Peters' plastic surgeon. Is Cher not looking good? I mean, last pictures I saw, she looked very, you know, preserved head. Anyhow, I don't know. Silly Wonka oil, water, plastic. Well, someday they'll make it out. They'll make plastic out of hemp or something. I don't know. You know, I'm not. I'm not gonna. I don't do everything. Like, I don't know if it's environmental or whatever. I use this because it's convenient and it tastes good, and I need water. Um, yeah, plastic leeches. I'm talking to my water bottle now. You're just a leech. Plastic bottle leech. There. Silly Wonka says more bendable the plastic, the more it leaches. And this is very bendable, I think. We're leeching, man. You're just a leech. So anyhow, what else is going on in the world? I ordered these tiny little trash can things I put in the back seats of the Tesla. Westbrook says, no, that's crispy. Yeah, you can really hear that, huh? It's like, please stop doing that. It's annoying in my speakers. Stop, you leech. So I got that going for me. I put tiny little trash cans in the back seats of the Tesla, so that if a person happens to have little tiny trash, then they can put it in a little tiny trash can. You know, and I gotta say, my customers, my passengers have been pretty good. I rent a Tesla, but I still love it. I love it as though it were my own. And I'm gonna be buying. My goal is to buy a Tesla Model Y. And I'm just waiting to sell my truck. I'm going to use that money to put into the Tesla. But I can't sell my truck until I get my duplicate title back, because I couldn't find my title, and no one will even come to look at the truck unless you have a title. And that hasn't come back yet, so I'm just waiting for that. And I think they probably just got, because I had them snail mail the form into Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles, and I think they probably didn't get that until last Monday. And today's Thursday, so hopefully it's on its way back by now, because I did the expedited service. The regular service would have taken, they said, like 28 days to get back for some odd reason. I mean, I guess it's because Trucker John isn't the only one asking for shit, right? But if you do, for an extra, an extra $15, you can get expedited service, which would cut it down, I think she said, to 12 days. So hopefully, if they got it on Monday, then you got next Monday is 7, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So maybe like a week from today, I might have my title. And then I can really seriously get that truck sold. And then I will order my Tesla online. Model Y, long range. That's what I'm getting. Probably white. Probably gonna go with the white. Probably stock. Let's get all stock. White with the stock rims, and then I might order some black wheel covers, rather than going with the $2,000 black wheels. I've seen some pretty nice looking wheel covers for about, I think, $250. So I might go with that. And then I'll tint the windows. I'll probably tint the top darker, the top window. Hey, Liberty Dan, with the Tesla, will the Tesla have AM radio? That's the big old conservative crying point. Well, I don't know because, okay, on the Tesla Model 3 that I'm driving, it has a big giant computer screen. It's like this big. And, okay, so there's radio stations that are on there. They're like radio stations, but I think it's just there's the streaming version of the radio. They're like real radio stations, but I think they're just like streaming versions of it. And they have a whole bunch you can choose from, quite a few. I guess, and I put a bunch of them as my favorites, like 10 of them that I put as favorites, so it's easier for me to just listen to those. And then, but they were all FM stations. And then there is a thing where you can tune. It has like a tuner where you can actually put like the frequency numbers, but it's all FM. I didn't see any way on there that I could go to AM. And the only reason I care about AM is because I wanted to try to listen to like a Dodger game, because they do have a station up here, a radio station here in Vegas that covers Dodger games. And I don't think they have any. There are some FM stations I think that do sports, but I don't think they do the games, the live games. So I was trying to find an AM station, or try to on that. I guess you could call it a tuner. I don't know, on the Tesla, and I couldn't do it. Silly Wonka says, I think you can connect with any station that broadcasts on the internet. Oh, you know what? It might, because I don't have. That's the thing. Since I'm renting, I guess you could get a subscription to Tesla's, cell service or whatever. West says, I don't listen to AM much. WCPT in the car sometimes. And maybe that would allow you to do more, as far as, because I can't really do anything on there where you have to use a browser or something like that. You know what I mean? So if I own the car, I would probably get that subscription, that wireless subscription or whatever it is. And then that might allow you to be able to go and stream AM stations and stuff like that. So that's a good point. But since I am just renting, I'm not subscribing to anything as of now. So like you can't hotspot your phone to the Tesla? No, I can use Bluetooth. What I do is I use the Bluetooth, and then I just listen to whatever I listen to on my phone through the Bluetooth. So that's kind of like hotspot, I guess. And I listen to the Dodger games through my phone, and then the Bluetooth puts it through to the Tesla speakers that are hooked up to the computer system. So that's how I do it. And on my phone, I can get AM radio stations that stream, the streaming versions of it. You know what I mean? But other than that, Dan, any other questions about the Tesla? Sorry, I can't wait to sell my truck, because then I'm gonna order a Model Y. Westwood says, I do that too, but it might not really be legal in Illinois to run your Bluetooth through your Tesla thingy. I don't know why that would be illegal. Boy, Illinois is really charming state you got there. Westwood says to watch YouTube while you drive. No, you can't watch YouTube while you drive. You can listen to things. Okay, yeah, on the phone, yeah, yeah, that is true. I have the phone on, like if I'm listening to Hal or something. So technically, YouTube is playing, the video, but I don't watch that. I just listen. Because then it goes through the speaker system and I'm just listening. to it. And but when I'm Ubering, I don't do it because I just feel weird having like a talk show on when I'm picking up people. So I always just play music, and I play all kinds of music, different styles of music. I even made a playlist the other day, which I thought was quite clever of me, of the Vegas headliners GOATs. That's the greatest of all times, in case you didn't know. Westwood says if it is on, you can get fined in Illinois if you get caught, even if you are not watching. Text messages too. Yeah, you're not supposed to text and drive. No one is anywhere in the world. Even in India, it's against the law to text and drive. Liberland says, when I would Uber, I would just leave the Beatles channel on. Yeah, that's a good choice. Beatles seems like that cuts across. Even the little Gen Zers and the little Gen whatevers seem to like the Beatles. So that's pretty cool. That's a testament to the Beatles' longevity and to their mass appeal, and cuts across through generations. But what I do, I mix it up. Sometimes I'm playing EDM. Sometimes I'm playing dance music. Sometimes I'm playing, classic rock. Sometimes I'm playing alt rock. Sometimes I get a little country in there. I even got Liberace. That's on my playlist that I made of the Las Vegas headliners GOATs. That's the title of it. You can probably find it. I think whenever you make a playlist, if you're on Apple Music, I think the playlists, I think they become public knowledge because I see other people's playlists. You might be able to find, and I think it's under Trucker John's. You can probably find my playlist. But anyhow, I think it has here's what it has. It has Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Mel Torme, Tom Jones, Anne Margaret. It has Louis Prima and Keely Smith, because they were really big in the 50s apparently, before my time. But who else I got on there? And then I stuck Shania Twain and Adele on there, because I know Shania Twain was really big. Oh, and Cher, and I got Cher on there. And Adele is kind of new, but I think she's a GOAT. Now, I was talking to another person. I was talking about my playlist to a passenger I had. We had a nice conversation, and she was not the same people that I took to the Usher concert. This is a different person who was talking about Usher, that she was going to go see Usher, and she was saying that I should put Usher on there, and I was like, yeah, maybe I will. That's a good idea. And I go, I was really kind of thinking of like the old classics, going back through the history of Vegas. And she goes, yeah, that's a great list, because we were talking about the list, and it was also playing in the background at the same time. She goes, yeah, this is a brilliant playlist you have. So I was like, thank you very much. And I know I'm brilliant. And I'm just looking. I can see my old coffee cup from yesterday. It's still there. Oh, John, you're such a pig. But then she said, I think Usher and Bruno Mars should probably be on there, because they're pretty big. And she goes, they haven't played her as much, but she goes, they're pretty much the new thing of what Vegas is going to. So I might put some Usher on there, but I don't know if I could call him a GOAT yet. You know what I mean? Like Adele might be stretching it, because she's kind of new to Vegas too, but she is a huge artist. Not that Usher and Bruno Mars aren't also huge, but I think Adele is even more huger. So I don't know. Do you guys think I should put Usher and Bruno Mars on my Vegas headliners GOATs playlist? Would they be a GOAT? The silence is deafening. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, West Web says, I used to like one called Spa. West Web says, I share my Amazon playlist. And Silly Wonka says, rather listen to Ray Charles than Usher. I wonder if I should put Ray Charles on that list, but I'm not sure if would be considered a Vegas headliner GOAT, but I'm sure he played here. Oh, and one thing, Silly Wonka says, Bruno is overplayed to me, and Liberal Dan says, spa or ska? That's a good question. Ba-dum-bum. I mean, I guess I could kind of broaden or be kind of broad with the term GOAT, greatest of all time. Because what I was thinking is someone. Oh, and Elvis. I didn't. Yeah, Elvis is on the list, of course. I didn't say Elvis. But Elvis is on there. It goes without saying, because I didn't say it. Spa, but I like ska too, says West Webb. Ba-dum-bum. I like a little ska. You know what? A little ska goes a long way. Same way with reggae. I can listen to a little reggae, but once I listen to, like, let's say one Bob Marley song or whatever, or whomever, I'm pretty much done for like the year. You know what I mean? With my reggae intake. Maybe once or twice a year, and I'm good. Sometimes I don't hate the music. But you know how people say all AC/DC sounds the same? People will say that. I've heard people say that. All AC/DC sounds the same. And of course my response is, fuck you. But reggae, to me, it's all the same. Okay, I'm sorry, I said it. Once you heard one, you've heard them all, as far as I'm concerned. I guess that's what people say when they're not really into that certain genre. People aren't into maybe classic rock, maybe they're not into AC/DC, and they'll say I can't tell their songs apart, they're all the same. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you're an idiot. But so people who like reggae, probably think I'm like an idiot too. And I am. I'm not going to deny it. I had a cherry Danish, and I'm wearing some of it right here. That's nice, isn't it? So let's see here. Hey, they call me Rose. Hi. Thanks for being here, Rose. Glad to see you. So Silly Wonka says, speaking of ska, Gwen Stefani, what the heck happened to her? She used to be a rocker. Well, she went solo. She went for the big bucks. Boom, boom. And I still like her. I still love her. And I still want to marry her. I'm just kidding. I mean, you know, she's cool. I like her. But, you know, she went mainstream and she made $1 billion more than she did with No Doubt or whatever it was called. Silly Wonka says, okay, well, I read that one. And then West Webb says, spa is relaxing music on Sirius. Is that like yacht music, probably? Hey, there's Rose. Thank you, Rose, for being here. Haven't seen you in a while. So thanks for dropping by. West Webb says, I stopped subscribing to Sirius, wasn't using it. And Jolie was laughing. I think it might have been about maybe AC/DC and reggae and all that kind of stuff. And, oops, I'm really skipping ahead here. Oh yeah, you know what? Instead of doing that, I forgot that I could just go over here to my tablet and put on the live stream on here, and then I can see the chat. I don't have to keep scrolling. Watch this, man. Okay, so where did I leave off? Silly Wonka says AC/DC overplayed to me, and I like them. Saw them live. Oh well. Yeah, but you also don't like plastic bottles, so I mean, what can I say? Jolie says, hey Rose. Liberdan says Gwen is awesome, no doubt, dude, no doubt. Yeah, I think she's great, and I think No Doubt is great, no doubt. West Webb says, hey Rose. Silly Wonka says, No Doubt was quite popular and a rocking band. They were very, very popular. But she went solo because solo artists can make more money because it all goes to them instead of having to split it up with 4 people. And then you just have studio musicians that you pay, some flat fee, but they don't necessarily get royalties and all that shit. All that shit goes to you. Generally speaking, it's very generally speaking. Liberal Dan says every rose has its thorn. That sounds like we're talking about poison or something. Liberal Dan says just like every night has its dawn. Every rose has its thorn. Boop, 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 boop. West Webb says, I can't tell one rose from another. I know that there are at least two. Okay. Probably more than that. Liberal Dan says, just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Celia Wonka says, Gwen is just into plastic surgery now. Well, aren't we all? Lord knows I've had my share done. I mean, you don't just look like this without getting a little, something done, you know what I mean? Celia Wonka, it's all about the money? I think so. Celia Wonka says, Hugh Grant plays an Oompa in the new Wonka movie. Is there there's a new one coming out? Like not the Johnny Depp one, but there's like another one? He kind of looks like an Oompa, except a tall Oompa. I guess they could, because of technology, they could just shrink him down. Hugh Grant, okay, I read that one. And then Liberal Dan says, she ain't no hollaback girl. Ain't no hollaback girl. And Celia Wonka says, yes, the new Wonka is coming. Is Johnny Depp going to be in it? Or is it like some other fool? I think Al Sparks would make a good Willy Wonka. Oh? Hey, Benny Loco. Benny Loco's in the house. Benny Loco. Hey, you know what? I tried to send that link out. The thing where you could join. I don't know if it worked. But if anybody wants to hit that link and join me, I'm just looking at, there's a delay between this one and that one, and I just saw me doing that, and then I saw it, and then I did it again. Because I'm just that way. I'm just weird that way. But yeah, Benny Loco says, how do y'all ding dong the Jerry Spinner is dead, the ringleader, the guy that made mental illness into entertainment. And then that's, I guess, a sick, pukey type of emoji. I hope the door don't hit him. Well, I remember watching Jerry Springer back in the day. And of course, you always were waiting for that moment, right? When what was it, Steve or whatever would have to like jump in and, hold somebody back from fighting somebody or whatever. I'll admit that I fell for that shit. I was young and impressionable, and what can I say? And then Steve got his own show, Steve the Bouncer. Remember that? And then so Wes is giving, I guess, virtual hugs to Benny Loco. We all do that. Let's all do a group hug. And Jolie says, hey, Benny, boom, boom. Love and hugs, I guess. I'm trying to speak emoji. Benny Loco says, Jolie, and I guess, I don't know if there's a love or hugs or whatever. KO says, hi, Benny Loco. West Webb says, can't we just speak English? English, please. That sounded terribly racist, and I'm sorry. I'm apologizing. I'm getting out in front of that one. This says that West Webb is saying Timothy Chalamet meets Oompa Loompa Hugh Grant in new Wonka footage, debuts Dune 2 trailer. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like playing piano for some reason. I don't even know how. So Timothy, I don't know what that little thing is supposed to be. Timothy Chalamet, is he playing Willy Wonka? First of all, I I think Johnny Depp should be playing that. And secondly, who the fuck is Timothy Chalamet? So you're gonna have some unknown dude play Oompa Loompa? Let's resurrect Gene Wilder. You know, they could just. I'm sure they could just CGI, and I'd rather see a CGI Gene Wilder. And KO says hi. Hi, KO. Again. KO says they call me Rose. No, they don't. They call you KO. I know. I'm busting your balls. Just busting your balls here. Silly Wonka says Mountain. Morton Downey Jr., Maury Povich Springer, all the same. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, well, yeah, but it was just good fun. Let's make fun of people. No, the fun part was like, okay, with Povich was the paternity tests. Those were always funny. Morton Downey Jr., it was just a smoke fest. Wasn't that the guy who would smoke all the time? And he died of cancer. Thank you very much. Benny Loco says, Ola Kenneth. Benny Loco says, indeed, Silly Wonka. Indeed. Whenever you can't say indeed any other way than just saying indeed. That's how you have to say it. Indeed. You can't go like, indeed. It's got to be like, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, that movie was quite funny. Yes, indeed. That's how, you can't say it any other way. You can't say that word any other way than like, indeed. West says that was cut and paste. About the Timothy Chalamet? Is it Calumet or Chalamet? And who the fuck is he? Chalamet is not an unknown. Well, he is to me, and that's all I care about. Give me one credit. Give me a credit, and then I'll tell you if I've recognized him, and then I'll also tell you if he's unknown or not, because this Trucker John show knows all. Boom. What's Web says, laughing out loud. He's like the biggest star right now, John. Okay, give me a credit. Give me his credits. Benny Loco says, y'all know how much I detest the Hollywood meat machine. Boom. I need a little drum sting. Boom. Because you guys you're just zinging them. You're zinging them. Silly Wonka says, all three did nothing for society. You know what? That's not true, Silly Wonka. They did a great service to anyone who was sitting around the house and had nothing better to do than, watch that shit. It was like, it's just like any type of entertainment. It's escapism, right? Boom. So, Benny Nicholas says, Maury should do the DNA test for Donnie and his daughter. I'm sure a couple of them are his. Okay. Whatevs. Jolie says, like, Teal'c on SG-1. Is that Stargate 1? Teal'c? Is that the Timothy Chalamet? Is that what he was on? West says, the ultimate user machine, Us Entertainment. Oh, Dune. Okay, I haven't seen any of the Dune movies. I heard they're really good. I just haven't gotten around to them. So I'm assuming, is he the guy that has like the black hair? West says, Call Me By Your Name. I didn't watch that movie. Was that the gay one? Which it looked like an old guy fucking a kid. So I had no interest in seeing that. Silly Wonka says, the last Dune movie was great. I'm sure it was. Silly Wonka says, as said, nothing for society or society. Society, get a hobby. Well, to each his own. I mean, we could say the same thing about the Trucker John show. I'm not doing anything for society, apparently. I think maybe we could say the same thing about Hal Sparks. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's all in the eye of the beholder, and to each his own. Westwood says, I thought so too. Wonka adhered to the books a bit better. I didn't read any of the Wonka books. Benny Local says, you all fed the monster, and hopefully he will make it out alive. Make it out alive. I can't say alive either. Like it's like indeed. I can't say indeed without going indeed. I can't really say alive without going alive. Then Silly Wonka says there must be a parallel universe where good people live and bad people die young, because in this one, just the opposite happens. That's a very, very broad brush that you're painting there with. Benny Loco says, television is a great programmer. Unfortunately, some think it's all real. Yeah. None of it is real. It's all entertainment. Jolie says, played by Christopher Judge on Stargate 1, always says, indeed, the way you are saying it. Oh, okay. So he copied me. Is basically what you're saying, is this guy's copying me, even though that came out years ago. You know, it's a time warp, time thing, continuum thing, where they're copying me, even though I'm just now saying it. Someone just knocked on the wall over there. Maybe I'm being too loud. Indeed. Westwood says, you were just uninformed, John. Apparently. Very uninformed. Because I have no idea who Timothy Chalamet is. I think he's the guy with the black hair. So that makes him big because he was in Dune? That makes him the biggest star currently? Is Dune that big? I guess they're making more sequels or something? Silly Wonka says, Gene Wilder's Wonka movie was good escapism. It just brings me back to my childhood. When Willy Wonka, the Gene Wilder one, came out, I was a little kid. I mean, I was like 12 or something. I don't know. And I can remember Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I think I was 8 or so when Chitty Chitty Bang Bang came out. And then I think they would play it every summer. It was like a summer movie at the theater. So I think I saw Chitty Chitty, because back then there was no like VHS tapes, or even, it was like before that. So if you wanted to see a movie over again, you either had to be on TV and they would show it over again, or they would have special screenings at movie theaters. And I think they would re-release Chitty Chitty Bang Bang for a while, because I remember seeing it at the theater. I would go see it. I love that movie, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Willy Wonka. When I was like between 8 and 12, that was like my wheelhouse, man. So anyhow, boom. Benny Loco says they called it reality programming to fool the masses. It worked beautifully, unfortunately. Well, I think the masses were just having fun. It's okay to have fun. Westwood says the movies focus on the seasonal stuff. Well, I mean, the seasonal stuff. Boom. I need to get new glasses. They focus on the sensational stuff. Yeah, because otherwise it's a boring movie, right? If you just focus on the mundane. Keo says, this portion of Trucker John should have been sponsored by Indeed, because John said, Indeed. Thank you very much. Wes Webb says, no, there was a movie called Lady Bird. It won a lot of awards. Was it boring and mundane? Sometimes they give awards to that because they're weird. The people who give awards. Wes Webb says, no, there was a movie. Oh, I already read that. Wes Webb is laughing his ass off. Jolie says, help support Truck John channel. Thank you very much, Jolie. Yes, please help support, because OxyClean ain't coming through. Crystal Geyser ain't coming through. Plastic bottles aren't coming through. It's good though. Good shit, man. Okay, so Wes Webb says, I used to get soundtracks and they would help me remember the movie. Star Wars soundtrack got worn out. I would get soundtracks, but I would get soundtracks that had songs in it that were cool songs. Not the Star Trek isn't. I mean, not the Star Wars. Oops, I should never confuse Star Trek with Star Trek. I mean, there's like that's like a little clash there. But I would get things that had like popular rock songs in it. Celia Wonka says Springer Downey Povich is cheap programming, costs little to put on air. Yeah, costs little and makes a lot of money. And remember we were talking earlier about the money. It's all about the money, baby. Benny Loco says entertainment stopped being entertainment when they found out how easily it is to pull people subjects in. Well, the beautiful thing about it is you don't have to watch. You don't have to watch Jerry Springer. I mean, if he were on. Like what? I don't even know what's on. I barely watch any TV. They still have, talk shows and stuff like that. You don't like it? Don't watch it. Westbrook says Lady Bird was an amazing movie. Was that about LBJ's wife? Wasn't she Lady Bird? Silly Wonka says, does anyone watch The Voice or American Idol anymore, or America's Got Talent? Terrible shows. I've watched a couple episodes of The Voice, but it's been probably a couple years. I used to watch pretty much religiously, probably the first maybe, 10 seasons of American Idol. I really liked the show, but after a while, even that got old, and it got, it kind of lost its original kind of luster. Nothing lasts forever, so even though those shows are still on, yeah, I haven't watched it in quite a while. And America's Got Talent, I've seen clips of it. Maybe, I think it's a fine show. I mean, there are people that love that show, who love watching that, and that's fine. I have no problem with it. For me, I'd rather do something else. But I have nothing against the show. I have nothing against America's Got Talent. I have nothing against The Voice. I have nothing against American Idol. I just don't watch them because A, I don't really watch much TV, and B, if I was watching TV, I'm kind of tired of those shows. I want to watch something else, Westbeth says chug chug chug. I guess that's when I was drinking the water. That's how behind I am here in the chat. Vinny Loco says, and their damage will take years to undo. I don't think they're doing that much damage. I really don't. I think you're overblowing it, Vinny Loco. Silly Wonka says, the older I get, the more Star Trek appeals, and the more Star Wars seems childish. See, that's the thing. I don't watch any of the new Star Trek shows. I watched probably all of the original ones from the 60s. And then I think I watched all the movies, like all with the William Shatner ones and Leonard Nimoy movies that they made, like in the 70s and 80s. But as far as like the new stuff with Picard and all that stuff, nah. But fine. But hey, everyone's entitled to their own thing, right? Benny Loco says, I shut the Vidiot box off almost 13 years ago. I refuse to continue to be part of the problem. Well, good for you. I mean, if like I say, you don't like it, don't watch it. And that's good. Either way. But I don't have a problem with people who do watch TV. I think it is what it is. Silly Wonka says, no, let's go back here. Wes Webb says, Lady Bird was a coming-of-age mother-daughter movie. Boring. No, I'm just kidding. Who was in it, Wes? Because I remember the title, Lady Bird. I did not see it. I'm a John Wick fan, okay? I don't watch Lady Bird movies. Silly Wonka says, during the 70s, 80s, reality shows were on aired during recessions, cheap, lousy entertainment. Again, it is what it is. Don't like it, don't watch it. And I don't think it's doing any damage. It is what it is. West Webb says Laurie Metcalf from Roseanne, The Connors. Oh, I like her. I like Laurie Metcalf. She's a great actress. Suzanne Frizzippi. Hey, Suzanne. Boom, boom. Thanks for being here, Suzanne. This is where I read the comments and I berate people. This is the part of the show where I just become an asshole, and I just, you know, that's my style, indeed. But hey, Suzanne, glad you're here. Benny Loco says AGT called me for a private audition. I went. Oh, America's Got Talent. So what were you gonna sing? Because I love your singing. You did the one video there a couple months ago where you were playing guitar and singing, and God damn it, I want to see some more. Benny Loco, I loved your little song there. It was great. Silly Wonka says, I like the new Star Trek shows, Cerebral. So it makes you think, apparently. Boom, boom, indeed. Tuckles. I'm just throwing out little catchphrases that I've made up over the years. Fuck Tuckles, or Tuck Fuckles. I forget how I was doing it, but if you were here Tuesday, you'll know what I was talking about. But anyhow, Suzanne, glad you're here. Glad to see you here. West Webb says, I auditioned for shows when I was younger, 18 to 21. Then I started a band and didn't have time for theater. I didn't have time for the theater because my bandmates and I were practicing our little fingers off. We were going to be the next Beatles. And then reality set in. I auditioned one time for, I think it was an M&M's commercial. And I so froze up. Oh my God. If that tape exists somewhere, needless to say, I did not get the commercial. God, I can only imagine. I don't know what it looked like. I can only imagine what it looked like. And that's why I went on to bigger and better things and became a drug driver, right? Anyhow, Silly Wonka says, John Wick, just guns, guns, nonsense. Exactly! You're onto something. Guns, guns, and nonsense. I love it. It's gun fu, by the way. It's not guns, guns, guns. It's gun fu. Because what they do is they hold their guns and they like fight each other and then they shoot as they're fighting. Like martial artsy style. It's awesome. I don't know about the cerebral shit you speak of. What is this cerebral shit you speak of? I know not of it. But I know my John Wick. I know my Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I know Kung Fu. That was my, thank you very much. And scene. I was doing a little bit of Keanu Reeves for some reason. Well, didn't he do Shakespeare? Remember Keanu Reeves is like, what character was he doing? He did a Shakespeare movie. He was like, we're all, I can't even do it. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. I'm going now. I'm leaving. Goodbye, everybody. I'm back. And I'm back. Boom, boom. Okay, so Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I like. Hey man, what can I say? What can I tell you? I don't like Lady Bird. I don't even like Dune, but I like John Wick. So sue me. Where was I? Indeed. Suzanne is bored. I'm sorry. I know I'm boring. Suzanne, Bunny Knuckles says Suzanne, and I guess it's like a hug and a donut and coffee. Celia Walker says, I already read that, cerebral. I made fun of the word cerebral, kind of. And then the auditioning. Okay, so yeah, silly guns. West says, hey Suzanne, do your best, John. Yeah, I need to do my best because apparently I am boring the shit out of Suzanne, and I apologize. Celia Wonka says, I like Haley Berry and her dogs in the last Wick movie. That's about it. That was it. That's what did it for you? The dogs? Susanna's bored. I need to do chores. Well, some people find chores boring, but you, on the other hand, find them not boring. That's you got that going for you. You know? Westwood says, I'm so far behind in the chat, it looks like. It says, Benny has lots of videos. I made a few new ones lately, but I haven't been posting. Post them, Wes. Post them. God damn it. I want to see. I want to see your shit. KO says, hi, Suzanne, for Giuseppe. For Giuseppe. I am lurking. Thankfully, John reads comments in case someone replies. I do today. Like, if I'm driving, I don't. But since I'm in the room here, like I can read them. But KO, you are the lurker of lurkers. I'll give you that much, indeed. Benny Loco says, I did some of my originals, even though they said even the Stones open with a popular song. That's exactly what I did in original. Well, I love your original. And I want to see more, Benny Loco. And that is not mindless entertain or whatever we were talking about. That's good shit, man. You do good shit, Benny. West Webb says, might put a couple on WW. I was also teaching and directing music for a church. I was very busy. Busy. All right. Well, I'll cut you a little slack. I know how it gets, you know. Westwood says, I started getting offers to do other things and had to turn them down. I needed to make a living. That is so true. So true. We got to make a living. Suzanne, Forrest Yeppy says at KO, or at Kenneth says, is it true you guys are having a hard time getting gas in Florida? Stay safe and be careful. And stay tuned. I'll get down to KO's answer eventually. Westwood says, the bread is a tricky thing. It loves what it loves. That is so true. I thought it was the heart loves what it loves. Oh, don't do the 5-finger death thing on yourself. That'd be suicide. If you saw Kill Bill, boom, boom, you know what I'm talking about. See, that's another movie. Kill Bill, Volume 1 and 2. I think they're masterpieces. I love Kill Bill. But I bet you, how much you want to bet Benny Loco and Silly Wonka are going to say they hate those movies? How much you want to bet? Westwood says guys' brains work different than girl brains, especially after the hormones click in. Yeah, I agree with that. KO is coming out of his lurking position, is saying, at Suzanne Forgiapi, I don't have any issues other than price, and I filled up yesterday. There might be some issues in some counties, but it's not statewide, and I have not seen all of the news / searching. Okay, I guess KO is searching for more info. Indeed. Westwood says, mindless action, arena sports. Benny Loco says, I had my 28th migraine in a 3-month period. I may have to get my head examined. Wow, well, that sucks, the migraines. So, I hope that you're feeling better and can find a solution. Suzanne Giuseppe says, I watch HGTV shows. I like to see them demolish things up. Oh, like when they're doing, they do demos and they're like gonna remodel a house or something. Yeah, those are kind of fun. See, the one guy says, yep, the trained dogs, the guns are total nonsense. Well, like I said, to each his own. I mean, I'll admit, after, what was that, the 4th John Wick movie? I mean, it does get kind of old. But still, I liked it. Did you ever see Atomic Blonde with, what's her face? That was an awesome movie. I really love that movie. With Charlize Theron. That's a great movie. I suggest everyone go and watch it. Great fighting. Great fight scenes in that movie. Suzanne says, I ain't bored with this at Trucker John. Well, okay. Alrighty. Well, alrighty then. I'm glad they're not bored. KO says, as Suzanne for CFP, yes, for Miami. And I guess KO did a search. Yes, for Miami and Fort Lauderdale. That would have to do with the recent flooding. In my county of Brevard, home of Kennedy Space Center, the biggest problem is a manufactured home. I think there was like an auto, I think that was the auto spell thing. And I don't think he meant manufactured home. I don't think the biggest problem is manufactured home. I think the biggest problem is a manufactured one. I don't know. I'm sure as I get down into the chat, we'll get that correction. Because it was auto, I'm sure, and I'm also sure it was autocorrect that did him in on that one. Westwood says, I need to mow, I need to mow the lawn and straighten my house. Because you don't want a crooked house. A crooked man in a crooked house does not stand long. Straighten your house, man. Just, get it straight. Silly Wonka, I almost called you Willy Wonka. Silly Wonka says, I want to make a movie, guns, cigarettes, and plastic bottles. There you go. I would, and can I be in it? I'll just do like some little part in it. Like I could be like an extra, even. I could be smoking a cigarette, even though a fake cigarette because I don't smoke. And I could be, holding up my bottle, and I could be shooting people. I don't know. That'd be more than a background extra, probably, though. That'd be a star. I just put myself as a starring role. Benny Loco says, I need inspiration. Prayer. I guess that's what the emoji is. My poor, battered, broken brain needs a kick in the arse. Well, Benny Loco, just hope you get better. Just try to relax. Maybe try some herbal tea or something. Doesn't that? Or a chamomile tea. I don't know. Westwood says, sorry, Benny Loco. I stopped having headache migraines when I stopped drinking wine and they outlawed sulfites on salad bars. So it was wine and sulfites that did it for Wes, that caused his migraines. So that's good to know. I don't drink much wine, actually. I don't really drink much of anything other than water and coffee and Coca-Cola. KO says, Suzanne Forasiepi, yesterday a downdraft destroyed several homes made of aluminum. Notice I said aluminum. I said it the correct way. Not like those Brits that say it. I can't even say how they say it. They say it weird. There were also incidents of hailstorm damage. Hail? Like, did they name the storm damage after somebody named Hale? What did Hale have to do? Did Hale do that? I know others in the 13 counties of Central Florida with damage. Hail. Okay. Whatever you say. What says the heart has no real emotion. Yeah, but it's figurative. It's a figure of speech. The heart knows what the heart knows. The heart wants what the heart wants. We think of the heart is a figurative, a symbol. It's symbolic of feelings and of love and compassion for hello fellow beings. Decipher that one, people. Kale says hell causes roof damage, breaks windows on cars, and dents or breaks the paint. I've seen it happen. I've been through some. Well, I haven't been through a hail, but I've been through hailstorms where I mean, the hailstorms. I mean, the rocks solid and they're like this big and they're falling all over the place. And I've seen where it seems like the back windows, like the windshields of the car, either the angle is different or they're stronger. I don't remember seeing. I mean, they might get damaged, but I don't remember seeing them like break away. But the back windows of cars, I've seen them just blow up and shatter. On I-25, as God is my witness, I-25 in Colorado, going by over by what's it called? Whatever it's called. Seeing windows get smashed because the hailstorms were so big and just so strong. So yeah. Benny Lucas says, I have never seen any the Kill Bill movies. Nope. Yeah, I knew it. I kind of figured. But if you I love Tarantino. I love all of his movies, and I love Kill Bill. So, I think they're great. Silly Wonka says, neck pain could be arterial, like arm pain, be watchable as symptoms for a heart attack. Yep, that's true. Suzanne Forasiepi, at KO, we had a bad lightning storm last night. My cats were acting up last night, so I could not get good sleep. What I would have done, no, I'm not gonna, I was gonna make a joke about killing cats or something, and that would be totally inappropriate. So I'm not gonna say any jokes about killing cats, because people will take it the wrong way and think that I'm a monster. When I'm just trying to be funny. But sometimes, what did Steve Martin say? Sometimes comedy is not pretty. Benny Lucas says, I know, silly. It's in the family history. Dad died at home in my arms of a fatal heart attack. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. I was going to say Benny Loco, and then I saw Silly Wonka, I was like, I was going to say like Billy Loco. Anyhow, you know me, I'm all mixed up in here. Silly Wonka says, never saw Kill Bill movies either. Yeah, I knew it. I knew that Benny Loco and Silly Wonka were not going to be on board with the Kill Bills. I knew it. See, I called it. Didn't I call it? You guys are missing out on some great movies. Westwood says, I have a traction device to stretch out my neck. Really? It was given to me by an orthopedic surgeon. I never needed the surgery after starting to use it. So do you have a really long neck now, Wes? Is your neck all long, like Abraham Lincoln? Suzanne Forasiepi says, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I do like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies also. They're funny. You know, there's superhero movies, and I get kind of tired of the superhero movies if you want to know the truth. But I like them. They are what they are. And you can't put every movie on the same level or on the same kind of expectations. I mean, there are different movies that serve what are they serving? I don't know what they're serving, but they have different, you know, like some are serious and they're meant to be sort of thought-provoking. Some are more emotional and they're supposed to evoke sort of emotional responses out of you. Some others are supposed to be more sort of escapism and sort of a joyride, roller coaster ride, you know, and then others are just supposed to be funny and make you just laugh and give you a good laugh. So you have all these different genres, and they can't really all, I don't think you can really judge them all the same or, you know, hold them to the same standards. There are different things, right? Different movies are different. Different movies are different. Write that one down. That one is a good one. Different movies are different. That was worth the price of admission. If you're still in here, there's only 7 people in here right now. But you just saw some Trucker John gold happen right in front of you. Different things are different. I might write that one down if I had a pen. Different things are different. Jolie, please make a note of that for me so I don't forget it. That was gold right there. That's what this show is all about. Is fine. Is you work it, you work it, you work it, you work it, and then you come up sometimes with some gold. And different things are different. I think might be the most prolific, awesome thing that I've ever said in my life. So please, yeah, make a note of that one. Different things are different. I'm going to make a sign on that one because I'm proud of that one. Can you tell I'm proud of that one? Different things are different. Okay, so Suzanne says, I like okay, I read that already. KO says, Suzanne, for Siepi, domestic animals don't like thunderstorms, except in the case of freedom from another dominant domestic animal that hates the storms more. Boy, I'm already lost. I remember dog number 2 got freedom when dog number 1 was scared. Dude, I could read that over and over again and not understand anything of what you just said. Dog number 1 hates dog number 2, and then they like it when the other one. Okay, that's some heavy shit right there, man. I mean, I thought different things were different was heavy. That shows you my level of mentality, right? West said trailers and prefab homes. Yeah, what? Question mark? I guess he was talking about the hailstorms or something. Silly Wonka says, my wife thought she was in shape, but found out the pork rinds wrecked her arteries with triglycerides, and she is proper weight, 120 pounds for her height. Yeah, if you're eating pork rinds, you're just asking for trouble. Honestly. You're just asking for it. Anyone who's just sitting around eating pork rinds, you're really, it's really like Russian roulette at this point. And just a disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor, and please do not take anything I say seriously. Westwood says, help coming tomorrow for cleaning. But what about the straightening? What about the crooked house? Okay, you need to straighten the house. Get it nice and straight. Get a level. Get your T-square. Get whatever, and maybe like a big kind of bulldozer thing, to go up against the house and straighten that baby out. Again, and I'm not a contractor, so please don't take anything I say seriously. Disclaimer. That's my disclaimer. Different things are different, indeed. Anywho, KO says, manufactured homes built or moved to places that are in the floodplain are the worst. And those homes in question are in the floodplain next to the former dump site. Wow, so not only are they in a fucking floodplain, but they're next to a fucking dump site. That's a double whammy. If I ever heard one. That's a double fucking whammy. Floodplain and a former dump site that probably still stinks like shit. Am I right? Or am I right? Suzanne Forsiepi says, cats get messy when frightened and scared. I had to supervise them. Yeah, you gotta supervise your cats, Suzanne. You can't just let them, run roughshod. You gotta supervise those cats, because, man, once you let them off the hook, they'll just take over like they own the fucking place. Silly Wonka says, some companies make manufactured homes, make RVs. Some companies, I know that was just a little, I'm not an English teacher. I don't have the red pen out. I know this is just social media, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not expecting perfection in the posts, but this sentence is wrong. Okay. First of all, you didn't even, okay, I'm trying to be funny, and it's gonna come off as me being an asshole. So I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Not gonna do it. But anyhow, something about manufactured homes. The same companies that make manufactured homes, some of them, they also make RVs, which is almost like a non sequitur to me. But okay, fine. KO says, if you want to see damage, which I do, I always want to see damage, Google search Lamplighter Village, Melbourne, Florida, hail damage. Okay, I always thought hail was spelled, let's just get to the bottom of this. I always thought hail was spelled H-A-I-L. Have I been wrong all these years? I thought hail, not hell, not H-E double toothpicks hell, but hell, that's like those round ice balls. Most of them are small. Let's be frank. Let's be honest. Most of them are like BB size, probably. But there are some, I've seen golf ball size, I've seen baseball size, and I've seen softball size. I always thought it was H-A-I-L. But KO has now done at least 3 or 4 postings where he's spelling it H-A-L-E. So now that leaves me in my own sort of insecurities about my own self. I'm starting to doubt myself. I'm doubting myself now and thinking, I've been spelling it wrong all this time. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. So, Westweb says, I still get ocular migraines when my blood pressure goes low. Don't know what to tell you. I'm not a doctor. I can't give you any type of medical advice other than to say don't let your blood pressure get low. Genius, right? Genius. No, I hope you keep that under control. I don't know if there's blood pressure meds you need to take, but I hope you get that under control, Wes. Get it under control. Suzanne says, I will be exiting my house. It's a mobile home soon. I will be exiting my house. It's a mobile home soon. Does that mean you'll be exiting your house soon? Because it's a mobile home? Just trying to sort of decipher the sentence structure here. Or is your mobile home going to be? Is it soon? Will it soon be a mobile home? I don't know. I think you're leaving because it's a mobile home. I get. I'm lost. Kayla says, laughing out loud. So I wrote hell, not hell. Oh well. I need more love. Well, Kayla, I thought you were. I thought you were just fucking with me. I don't know. Westwood says, all hail, welcome, happy morn. All hail, happy morn. All hail, happy morn. West Webb is giving Ken a virtual hug because Ken needs a hug. So let's all get around. Let's get the group hug going to Ken. Suzanne says, we had hail last night too. Suzanne also says, hurricanes are no picnic either. I bet you. I bet you they're not. I wouldn't want to be near one. I don't like hurricanes. I don't like tornadoes. I don't even like earthquakes all that much. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Just prepare as much as you can, I guess. Westwood says the worst hail comes after the hosta leaves open and the plants are shredded for the remainder of the season. I don't know what the hosta leaves open is. Is that like a golf tournament? I don't know. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this year's Hosta Leaves Open. I don't know what that is, Wes. Is that some Illinois thing? Please expound. Joey says, sorry, I'm not chatting much. I'm out shopping with my daughter. I know you probably all missed my delightful and insightful. Yes, we were wondering. We were talking amongst ourselves and we were saying, Wow, Jolie sure is being quiet today. What's up with that? So we were wondering, but you're out shopping with your daughter. That's fine. Silly Wonka says FEMA got ripped off, of course. How did FEMA get ripped off? Westwood says me too. Okay, me three. Westwood says Kill Bill. What did Bill ever do to you, Wes? Benny Loco says, I love real people. Detest phony baloney people. Real people taste good. I love them too. Silly Wonka says, I don't really like the producer Tarantino Beyond Inglourious Bastards movie. I don't really like the producer Tarantino Beyond Inglourious Bastards movie. Okay, so that means you like Reservoir Dogs, you like Pulp Fiction, you like Get Jackie Brown, you would like Kill Bill because Kill Bill came out before Inglourious Bastards. What else came out before Inglourious Bastards? KO, get on that, please. So you like all the movies up to Inglourious Bastards, maybe? Benny Loco says, Jolie, have fun. Love hug, I guess is what that is. Jolie says, I didn't think I would like the Kill Bill movies, but I did. I love them. I love Tarantino. I love him so much I would marry him. No, not really. But I do love his movies. And I love Kill Bill. It's funny. Every time I watch one of his movies, I always say, oh, and then Django Unchained. I think that Django Unchained, was that after? That was after Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, that was after. So you probably hate that movie. But I was talking to Silly Wonka. But every time I see one of his movies, I go, this is his best one. Like, I still love Reservoir Dogs. But then I'll watch Pulp Fiction and I go, this is a masterpiece, and I love Pulp Fiction. This is his best one. But it goes right down the line. I mean, like, Kill Bill, I go back and forth. Like, I'll watch Volume 1 and I'll go, this is better than Volume 2. And then I'll watch Volume 2 and I go, oh no, this is better than Volume 1. And then I'll watch, like, Inglourious Bastards, and I'll think, man, this is great. Some great stuff here. This is, like, awesome, you know. And then I'll watch Django Unchained, and I go, this is his best. This is his best one. Now, I guess the latest one was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love that movie. I absolutely love it. But I don't think it was his best. It's like, I think I've only seen that movie twice, maybe. And I really love it. I think it's a great movie, but it's not like I don't sit there and go, this is his best. You know what I mean? But I still love the movie. We're down to 6 people. Sorry I'm boring everyone. They're leaving. They're leaving in droves. Westwood says, no, I have no neck. So you don't, the neck stretcher thing didn't give you a big long neck? Take it back, get your money back. Suzanne says, Jolie, I used to be a personal assistant for people who needed help with shopping. Well, that's pretty cool. It's a nice thing to do. Jolie says, thanks, Benny. Hearts and hearts. Suzanne says, I love Groot. There we go back to Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't seen, has the newest one come out yet? I know it was opening soon. I don't think I've seen some trailers. I haven't seen the new one. I'll see that one as soon as it comes out. I like that. I like those movies. Benny Logan says, I'm not missing out of life by not plopping my arse on the couch. It's like, I think I've only seen that one twice, maybe. But I still love the movie. We're down to 6 people. Sorry I'm boring everyone. They're leaving. I guess that was couch surfing. The Vidiot box is not my idea of fun. I've seen everything Hollywood has to offer because they keep regurgitating. And that's why you're here to watch Trucker John, because you could sit on your arse and just watch Trucker John, man. Every Tuesday, Thursday at around 9 a.m.-ish. Unless Hal Sparks comes on, and then I'm like, well, I guess I'll wait for Hal. I will, defer to Hal Sparks. I'll let him do his thing, even though he's interrupting my little time spot. But yeah, I highly recommend that you just watch Trucker John channel exclusively. Westwood says different movies for different moods. Yes. Benny Lucas says the same crap. Westwood says, I like everything, everywhere, all at once. It was very imaginative. Oh, I didn't see that. I think I heard about that. I haven't seen it. Jolie says, different things are different. Trucker John, coming to a t-shirt near you. Thank you, Jolie. Yeah, different things are different. Sometimes I just love myself for the things I say. Westwood says, do squirrels jump and tumble as some sort of mating thing? Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. They're so squirrely. Squirrels are squirrely, Suzanne says, animals have the sixth sense. Suzanne says, my cats are all rescues. Oh, that's awesome. That's a very, very nice thing to do. Now just get them supervised and you'll be fine. Suzanne says, builder grade, no good. Just give them an F. I would give them an F then. Westwood says, they are building a huge hog operation on top of a local aquifer inside a floodplain in Mason County, Illinois, next to a dump. No, I added that last part. Could spell disaster. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Could be a lot of flooding there. Huh? Silly Wonka says, I type same companies, not some companies. I know, autocorrect will get you every time. Silly Wonka says, get new no, that was on me. I'm blaming autocorrect. Yeah, I know. I do have new glasses, but I'm wearing my old glasses because I'm just silly that way. Benny Loco is doing some kind of emoji. I don't know what that one is. I'm not good at emoji. Westwood says, do squirrels jump and tumble? Did you repeat that? I just read that one earlier. The one that is going crazy in my backyard. Well, he might just be crazy. It's either a mating ritual or he's just fucking crazy. It's like, oh, there's Gary doing his crazy thing. Westwood, hail. Benny Local, hail. Jolie says, it is, yeah, okay. So I wasn't wrong. I wasn't losing my mind. Lost that a long time ago. Jolie says, K was wrong. You got it, John. Thank you, Jolie. Benny Logan says, are 6A hitting the ganja? Is it ganja? Or is it ganga? Kenneth. I don't know what 6A is. Sorry. I'm so out of the loop. I don't know what 6A is. Westwood says spelling is no long that important. Comprehension is what is important. I understand what you did, even though you meant longer, but my comprehension is so good that I was able to comprehend what you meant, even though you didn't spell it right. So that I get your point. Your point, you exemplified your point right there. That was a thing of beauty, Wes. That was a thing of beauty. You exemplified the point by doing the thing that you were talking about, and then I understood it. That's beautiful, Wes. Do you realize how beautiful that post is? I hope you do. Suzanne says, I'm moving back home to be with my mom and dad. Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning something. They're elderly, and so you need to go back and be with them. So that's a great thing that you're doing. Julie says, "I'm just being a snob today." No, you're not. You're not being a snob. See, the Wonka says, "No, I just like you. Just like Inglourious Bastards." Okay, so all that shit, I disregard it. You don't like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Get Jackie Brown, Kill Bill's Volume 1 and 2, and whatever else he made. I might be forgetting something. Before Inglourious Bastards. And you don't like anything after Inglourious Bastards. You don't like Django Unchained. You don't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You only like Inglourious Bastards. Okay. It's a free country. It's a free, as far as I'm concerned, it's a free world, even though there are places in the world that are not free. But we're in a free space. This is a space. Trucker John is a free space, free thought space. You're entitled to your opinions. You're entitled to your thoughts, your likes, your dislikes. You can be like Benny Loco and hate the fuck out of TV and reality shows and all that shit. You can be like, whoever else is on there hating shit. You can be like KO and misspell hell. Hell, I don't care. This is a free zone space. Free zone. This is a free loving space, man. You can be you. You can be you, man. Just be free and open and be you. And you can hate Tarantino and all of his movies except Inglourious Bastards, and it's fine. It's totally fine, man. All right? It's so fine and wonderful. I'm just flying, man. And all I had was coffee and a cheese Danish and some water with cancer-causing plastic. And I'm high as a kite right now, man. I'm high on life. I'm high on life, man. All right, so different things are different. So the one says, geez, give me a break. I'm adding that part. It's like, geez, Tucker John. West Webb says, once upon a time was also full of crazy imagination. Well, yeah, isn't that what movies do? They have imagination, right? You gotta have some imagination. West Webb says, I had my eye out for you and did not watch Tom Hartman. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Wes. Like I said in the house chat there, I said, I think this might be a direct quote. I think it was something very prolific, very, Trucker John, highbrow, very highbrow. I think I said, fuck Hartman. Go to Trucker John instead. Okay, so, ba-da-boom. But I appreciate you being here, Wes. And I think I'm way better than Tom Hartman, to tell the truth. I think Tom Hartman is boring. Anywho, ba-da-boom. Says Wes says, if you are being sincerely you, loving yourself is the only right thing to do. That sounds like a song. Loving yourself is the only right thing to do. Ooh. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Boom, boom. Now, West Webb says, near the watershed. You don't want to build your house by the watershed. No, 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 no. Boom. I guess that's what the moral of the story is. Suzanne says at Jolie, I hope I didn't offend you last night on Liberal Dan, but I hate Trump. Sorry for being so blunt again. Sorry for being so blunt. But you know what, Suzanne? I hate Trump too. 2. Boop, 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 boop. If there's anybody in these other rooms, and they're probably like, what? They're probably calling security. What the fuck's going on there? Yeah, I hate Trump. I hate him. I hate him. You know what? I guess I hate him, but I don't really give a fuck about the asshole. He's an asshole. He's a piece of shit. Hey, let's all start just dumping on Trump right now. He's a piece of shit. He's an asshole. He's a rapist. He deserves to eat shit and die, basically. He needs to live the rest of his rotten life, whatever time he has left on this planet, behind bars. Whether that ever happens, probably not. He probably will never go behind bars for whatever reason. But the guy's an asshole. He's a piece of shit, and he's a motherfucker. There, I said it. I said it, man. I let it all out. You guys can do the same. You can let it out. Just let it out, man. Let it all out. Wes Webb says he's going back to the earlier conversation about Hale. Hale is a proper name. Yeah, that's why that first post, I said, was this a storm named after Hale? See, Wes, I'm not as dumb as I look. I know my pronouns and proper nouns and all that kind of shit. That's what I was referring to when I said, was this storm damage named after someone named Hale? That's why I said that. Bill Deacon's in the house. Hey, you might talk some NASCAR. Bill Deacon says, out of everything I lost, I think I might be, well, here I go with my grading pin again. Anyhow, these are social posts. They don't have to be 100% grammatically correct. Wes Webb had a beautiful post earlier about comprehension. So I need to remember that. But Bill Deacon says, out of everything I lost, I miss my mind the most. Attributing that to Ozzy Osbourne. Yes. Ozzy. Jolie says, you're fine, Suzanne. I think maybe hugs and love. Westwood says, I need to watch The Hateful Eight. Oh, The Hateful Eight. I left that one out. Now, maybe because I didn't like that one. I mean, I did like it, but not as much as all those other movies. And I completely left The Hateful Eight. I neglected it. I think I said every movie except The Hateful Eight. So what does that tell you about The Hateful Eight? It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know. It's very long. It's a lot of gobbledygooky, a lot of dialogue. More so than his other movies, I think. It could be a stage play. They could make that into a stage play, because it all takes place basically in that one room. Suzanne says, I didn't like Jerry Springer. All right, we don't like Jerry Springer, but the man died, for crying out loud. Let's give him a little bit of respect. West Webb says, and I think it's going to be a long time. West Webb says, I haven't seen Grindhouse nor the Great Buster. Okay, Grindhouse, was that the thing where it was like Robert Rodriguez and him? They did like those those short movies, and one was like the Kurt Russell one, and then one was like a zombie one. I didn't. Those were okay, but those really aren't my thing. I mean, those are. I don't really count those in the body of work. I mean, it is his body of work. It's something he did. But those were okay, but they're not my thing. And I don't know what the Great Buster is. So. Westwood says, my house was built in the same watershed. No more houses can be built there. It floods all the time. Lately, the basement used to be totally furnished. But now it's not because it gets flooded, apparently. Comprehension. I'm exercising some comprehension. Westwood is laughing out loud. Westwood said, John reads it. It sounds funnier. Thank you, Wes. I do my best to try to take these posts and make them actually interesting. No, that was mean. That was uncalled for. It was mean and uncalled for. I apologize. That's going back to the thing, probably to where we started the show, where I made a comment to that person picking up the. I didn't make a comment to him, but I made a comment that he overheard basically, and then the guy wanted to kick my ass. So now I think we've come full circle. Here I am again, making a comment that I don't know if you guys want to kick my ass or not, but you probably were like, God, that was mean and uncalled for. You're a mean person, Trucker John. You are just a mean little man, Trucker John. It's probably what you guys are thinking. Anyhow, Westwood says, laughing at Suzanne doesn't care about my feelings, laughing out loud. Suzanne doesn't care about your feelings. She might. Suzanne says, Westweb, not true. I care about all of you guys. See? Look, I'm almost caught up with the chat. Westwood says, those are his high tomato numbers. Okay. Wes says, very smart. Reads well orally. Checked on your report card. Thank you, Wes. Wes says, don't worry about it anymore. Okay. And Wes Webb just taking over the chat, by the way, people. Wes Webb is just dominating the chat right now. You guys gonna let him get away with this? Or y'all gonna be lurkers? Wes Webb says, I was just teasing you, Suzanne. That's what I do. Yeah, Wes Webb's a teaser. He's known for that. He is known for that. And Wes Webb says that he says, I'm the judge. ... Which is like, da 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 da. I'm the judge. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Was that Sammy Davis Jr. that used to do that? Or Flip Wilson? Or both at some point in their careers. Okay, so I think we're about at the point of the show where I have to say goodbye. I guess it's been about 2 hours. I think that's probably about the limit that anyone could put up with me. Is about 2 hours. And that might be stretching it. Suzanne says, I like the Care Bears. Okay, here we go. There we go. West says, I'm just putting off mowing my lawn and cleaning my house. I will start the news in about 50 minutes, whether you are here or not. West Webb says, I can mow and listen to NPR. That's National Public Radio, in case you guys didn't know. That explains a lot about you, Wes. Listening to NPR while mowing the lawn. I mean, that really tells you everything we need to know, right? Anyhow, guys, Wes Webb, laughing at Care Bears. I have a stuffed one I used at school. And then Suzanne says, take care, everyone. So, guys, where's my post-it notes? Guys. Thank you so much for being here. I so much appreciate it. It's a joy to be here and spend 2 hours with you on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I try to do it around 9 a.m.-ish Pacific Standard Time. If I'm not being bumped by Hal Sparks, that no-name guy is upstart trying to push me out of my slot. So I'll see you next Tuesday, 9 a.m.-ish Pacific Standard Time. In the meantime, everybody, just do your best, man. Just do your best. Just love yourself, love other people, and just know you can be you. Just be you. Like what you like. You don't like what you don't like. It's okay. We don't have to all be the same. We don't have to like the same things. We can like different things. That's what being a free person is about. Is just doing your thing, liking it. As long as you don't hurt anybody else, or break their shit, steal their shit, right? And you don't hurt anybody else, then you should be able to do whatever you want to do, right? That's my humble opinion. I'm not a doctor. Anyhow, all right, guys, thank you so much. For everyone that was here, thanks for the lurkers. Thanks for the thumbs ups. We got 13 thumbs ups. Remember, hit the thumbs ups. Hit the share button. Just try it. I think you guys are afraid. Just hit the share button, and then whatever pops up, just hit it. Just see this finger? You just boom. You just boom, boom, boom. And just try it. But don't be afraid of the share button. All right? So, and remember, different things are different. All right. With that, I'll bid you adieu, and I'll see ya next Tuesday. All right, thanks.